So F1 as a whole is having a huge rebrand because we know for a fact since F1 2020 the games have pretty much became even more shittier, even more smaller, had less features, and basically became like what is happening at F1 in that particular year instead of what the whole of F1 even means. Making sure that they mostly cared about profits instead of who's the quality of their games, especially for the amount of features packed into each type of game and how fleshed out their features are and how good they are. Because it also became a lot more terrible, a lot more shittier, and basically they weren't really as good. And now, it's as if like that since the release of Battlefield 6, now Codemasters is pretty much released from Battlefield, and now like, they can in fact start to focus on the F1 series, which is direly needed since F1 2020 they haven't been really adding that much features and in fact been removing features because they just want to. But now it seems if like that Codemasters has basically seen this and go like, we're gonna have a huge rebrand of how the F1 game is gonna be made as a whole, making sure like that F1 26 will not happen, but F1 27 will happen. So, what will happen in F1 26? This would be for like a paid DLC or a DLC for F1 25, just so that you can keep the game carrying on throughout 26, just so that by 27 they can in fact release a brand new game which is not only remade but also probably has a lot more new features that the fans wanted. Even says on the forums of here that decision to offer a premium content update for F125 is part of a strategic reset for the F1 franchise. So they're doing it just because they want to, in fact, not only put a new life into F1 games, but also do a huge refresh on it, as that need not for fact, right, if they continue to carry on down this road, eventually by F128, you may have very little sales, if not no sales whatsoever, and we may not see an F130 game. And so like, they want to in fact do this just so that they can keep the game nice and alive, nice and fresh, just make sure like, that it actually works. And then it says like, in 2027 a new game will be released and looks, feels and plays differently, delivering more gameplay choices. Hopefully this also means by they in fact bring back F1 cars, old F1 cars, old F1 teams maybe with the old liveries. Hopefully to God they actually bring back stuff that the players and the community actually want. And on top of this, hopefully they will in fact have like a nice competitive scene going for it, because so far it seems as if the F1 esports era of the F1 games have been pretty much dying out, to be honest. So it's not really that good. But before that, it says follow up from F125 commercial and critical success with praises for players, media, content creators, and F1 drivers alike. Team is building an experience through a paid expansion. So pretty much they're gonna build upon it from all the feedback that they got via a paid expansion. But so far the only expansion that we actually got paid is for the F1 the movie one, which I haven't played, to be honest, because mostly I haven't really watched the movie, and second of all I wouldn't really watch the movie, but based on what I've heard, because apparently it's not really accurate to the sport. Like the only F1 movie I watched was really just Rush, and that's it, because that's pretty much when like F1 was in its glory era. The premium content update will make players closer to the sport. Major changes for 2026 that include new cars, sporting regulation, teams, and drivers. And hopefully, what it means by new cars is that for having the 2026 updated cars directly inside of F1 2025, we're also having old cars being added back into the game itself. Because honestly, the new cars for F1 25, basically F1 2025 cars and F1 2026 cars are so far the slowest F1 cars that we ever have. So having like older cars put into the game itself will not only have breathed new life, but also something that we really want, because we don't want to drive around in like lawnmowers or something that is absolutely slow. Because honestly, those cars are absolutely boring, and I want to in fact drive a car that is extremely fast. Probably a W11 car in F125 if that's gonna be the option. And basically, this is just based. So I think the expansion is gonna be based on just expanding it so that it includes the 2026 regulations and everything that is in fact gonna happen in 2026. So like, yeah, congratulations. And then basically after that it says, well, F125 has been an incredible success, fueled by the passion of the fans and the energy of the sport, with Formula One's momentum on and off the track, now's the perfect time for us to look ahead and build for the future. So apparently this is now the perfect time, late 2025, which is really a perfect time because this is where like the F1 Grand Prix is coming to an end for 2025, and where the 2026 one is in fact getting started up with not only new teams but also new car regulations, new stuff, basically a whole new bunch of things, which in my opinion just really fuck up the sports. And honestly to God, I don't know what the FIA is on. FIA trying not to be a clown, part 11. And then after it says, right, we're fully committed to the EA Sports F1 franchise. Our multi-year plan extends to since this year's excitement with the 2026 expansion and reimagines the F1 experience for 2027, delivering even more for the players at every level around the world. So basically, what Lee Mathers, senior creative director at Codemasters, is saying, right, is that this is going to be a multi-year plan, so it's probably going to extend to 2030 or beyond 2030, where it says right, that they're going to basically extend F1 25 through 26, and then 27, they're just going to absolutely build it from the ground up, hopefully including all the stuff they actually want, and then after that, right, it becomes a massive success, and hopefully, God, this is the breath that we're always dreaming of. Because if they just don't do this, honestly, this would be a massive L in EA's plan in order to make W after W. And after W of pretty much games in a series which could pretty much revive their whole reputation as pretty much being one of, if not the most greediest companies that pretty much love money, to a company that pretty much quite ironically loves their franchise, which is quite shocking to be honest, because this would literally just be insane, and now this reward would just probably go over to Ubisoft, which I don't even think is a studio anymore, despite whatever the fuck they're releasing, because they're releasing just dog shit after dog shit while living off profits of their old glorious games. So yeah, but so now it seems as if right that F1 will actually have a nice revive that we will actually in fact love. And then say right, they're going to work in partnership with F1 and all 11 teams. The 2027 F1 game will deliver a refreshed experience that expands on the long time players have loved the franchise, while simultaneously celebrating the excitement of Formula One in new ways, immersing new existing players in the modern era of the sport. So I don't know if this means whether they're only just going to include modern cars or if they just going to also include old cars also. So what it says meant by long-term players and love from the franchise is that they're probably going to look back. They're probably going to bring back all the old cars, all the old tracks, everything that we actually want. This is going to make F127 too hype for what it is, unless if they actually do this. If Codemasters actually come back and in fact do this, it'll be a massive W for the franchise. I'll probably add like a massive revive to it. Or it could be the biggest disappointment since they pretty much put the hype level of pretty much the game itself too fucking high, which in my opinion is something that we just do not like. So yep, and then with the 2025 calendar approaching a thrilling climax, that was the perfect time to pick up F25, available across PlayStation 5, Xbox, basically advertising F125, just saying like, oh yeah, F1 Grand Prix is coming over, buy the game. But right now, players can get involved in Season 4, featuring new Survivor. So, chargeable with 3 time limited unlocks that include special liveries, helmets, and featured in the real world season, which is quite nice. And so pretty much this is now just going to go into advertising for their F125 upcoming season, which I'm probably going to play, probably not, who knows. But so far it seems as if like that F126 may actually not happen. Instead, what is just going to be a huge DLC that's going to be for F125, just so they can give themselves enough time in order to basically make a nice, good F127 game during 2026 and then release it, which is probably going to be going to high acclaim or pretty much the worst of the worst acclaims. Who knows? It really depends on how the fuck they actually go around with this and what features they actually include. If they still go down the same rabbit hole as they've been doing since F1 2020, then this game might as well just be dead, because we do not even need it unless if they manage to fuck it up. But it's lucky they actually done a franchise announcement, because It felt as if it was needed since F1 2020. Because this game has been literally not. This game as Jeremy did not know what the fuck he was doing, and it felt as if it was shown down the whole games, where basically just searched up what was happening in that particular year or what happened in this year, and just put it inside of a game, and that's that. So yeah, that's mostly everything I'm just gonna talk about really. So it seems as if that F1 27 may actually be the perfect game that we all needed. So stay safe for that.